Okay, so now we will now study the third dimension, which is domestic in culture space. So the ideal condition is, according to their will, women will nurture and support the family. But but this doesn't happen obviously in a very good manner. So what are the concerns are there? So first concern is their legitimate problems are undermined by family members. For example, by terming them, they are very domestic nature. Just go on your own and solve yourself. They told that. For example, there are huge problems of child sexual abuse, and there is a mental abuse. Then there is lack of control over their own sex. Uh, Even though Supreme Court has granted right to bodily autonomy, but women in the family, they do not have their control on their safe sex or contraception. So this is the first. The second is the sexual violence upon the woman. This is a very deleterious thing which society or family imposes upon them. So that, for example, in India, what we call the marital rape. So in India, it is still not criminalized yet. Only 36 countries are there which do not criminalize marital rape, but all the other countries are already criminalized. So these are some serious lapses are there. And there is the third is doctrine of coverture. In the doctrine of coverture, the legality of women is mixed or merged with the legality of men. So in that way, reducing the status of women. Okay. So these are the concerns. And what are the recommendations? So recommendation is change the perception of male dominance to is an unalterable for men are more suited to decision makers or. So there is not paradox. There is a um, thinking that men can only be the breadwinners. Men will be aggressive. So this thing must go. How can it go? By progressive education system. This is the first. And there is a good, yes. So the exposure must be both families, they must be exposed to greater egalitarian social norms. If they will be exposed to different ideas, then they will evaluate what is good for them, what is not good for them, and then they will make a very good decision out of it. Then there is the third. For example, them so for do that, to encourage the egalitarian social networking, what we have to do, SHG, Panchayat, women cells have to be built so that they will inculcate their feminist values or other values, Marxian values. So like that, yeah. Then the third is to greater exposure to non-conformist ideas through modern media. So the media is highly prevalent in every sphere of life. So we have to use this media. So how can you use it? Then providing non-conformist. In our mind already it is confirmed that we follow this kind of one. The woman is the not emotional in this, blah blah. There is a stereotype. So what media will do? So media will prefer to spread non-conformist idea. So what is not conform with the present society, like the empowerment aspect of the woman. What is the new woman should be? What should be the legal aspect? What should they do in domestic sphere? So this must be highlighted in all encompassing manner. The evidence is very stark. We should cry that in India a woman suffers rape in every 16 minutes, and a Indian woman is more likely to suffer by sexual violence by 17 times rather than global average. It's terrible. And Justice Verma Committee and ARC already, sorry, 42nd Law Commission already suggests that marital rape should be criminalized. But still now the marital rape is only in the legislative, still not passed yet. That is called evidence. And the child sexual exploitation is very hugely prevalent in India, because what happened in the child sexual exploitation? So mainly from who, from whom the child will be exploited? From the family members itself. But there is enough of naming and shaming, so families don't resort to the don't report to the police station itself. So that's why justice what must be given to the uh, given to the child. That's not done. Yeah. So that is the reason why, because there is very low reporting. Why low reporting? Because their legitimate concerns are ignored, and they said it's very domestic. The term is very domestic nature. So that is the third concern. Then there is a fourth. It is religion dimension. The ideal condition is the religion must respect the rights of the woman, and the status of women must be increased. But what we see is very reverse. So in the religion sphere there is a paradox, कि we worship, or there is a deification of women in the religion. So for example, we worship Ma Kali, then Ma Lakshmi and Ma Saraswati. Kali represents the destruction aspect of the woman. Then Lakshmi expects the wealth creation aspect of, or the economic angle of a woman. Then Saraswati is the education sphere of the woman. But in the practical sphere, what we do is the derogatory practices where we deter the woman from entering the temple itself. I mean, there is a extreme paradox. In one way, we are worshipping the same woman itself, but but they are not given the permission to entry to women. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, this is the paradox. Okay, this is the first. Then the second is that there is in the laws of the religion, in the rituals, in the customs, the practices, they are highly derogatory in nature. They are against a specific gender, which is women. For example, there is no or very less women priest present in the situation. And the Sabrimala rituals, like uh, in the ritual sphere, temples like Sabrimala do not allow women till now also. The women have to be escorted by a police so that they can enter the premises and worship. I mean, this is not the 21st century we envisioned by our great national leaders. I mean, so this is the second. Then the third is there is archaic religious practices like Devdasi system. If in the past the Devdasi systems are used, they okay. What is Devdasi? Devdasi means Dev means God. Dasis means servants of God. So they are treated as servants of God. So they are highly respected, and everyone used to worship them. But in present context, Devdasis are merely reduced into the status of prostitutes. They are highly exploited. Why they are exploited? Because they are from a particular background, the Dalit section of us, which is highly vulnerable. Their income is very less. So rather than we worship them, or becoming the servants to the god, they are merely exploited by the rich and powerful. I mean, this shows the biasness against the women. I mean, and NCRB, I mean, Human Rights Commission data shows there are more than 4,550,000 women which are Devdasis. I mean, their status as a prostitute, I mean, we know what is the status of prostitute, so we do not have to dwell into that. But this is the concern of religious institution with respect to the women. So what are the recommendations? So first is gender sensitive legislation. For example, triple talaq. So triple talaq, like gender sensitive legislation must be produced, and there should be cultural revolution. So we must liberate our mind from the existing uh, what we can say, the belief system. We must let it go. The thinking, the mental revolution must come in forward. We should accord equal right status to the Indian women. And how this would be by 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 access availability to the quality education and health. So this must be the, and the evidence what we will show, okay, the first evidence we will show is that the Devdasi system itself is highly corrupted. This shows the exploitation of women. The second we will show the triple talaq case. The third we will show the Sabrimala case. So how legislation can bring about the awareness and can change the religious aspect of a society. So this is the completion of our first principle, which is culture. Then the next we will study about status. So how women's status is changed